Hi, my name is Abigail Barrett, or Miss Barrett as my students call me. I decided I would take a few minutes and read to you some of the emails that I have been getting from my parents this past school year. I have 4 emails here, and they are just some concerns that parents of the students I have in my classroom right now have had for me. And so I'm going to do this kind of as a Ask Annie, but it's like Ask Miss Barrett these questions, and I'm going to take the time to answer them for you. All right, number 1. Miss Barrett, it has come to my attention that one of my son's friends has 2 dads. It bothers me that his son's parents are gay, and I wish he was not so verbal about it. Would you please talk to this little boy about his excessive talk about his family? Well, Miss Johnson, um, you know, the little boy that you're talking about is Sammy. And Sammy does have 2 dads. Sammy has 2 dads that love him so much. They are so encouraging and helpful in his education, in his development, and just loving on him. Um, I don't know what you teach at home or what your beliefs are about homosexuality, and that is 100% up to you what you choose to believe. But the one thing that is so important is respect. And well, number one, Sammy didn't choose his family. He didn't get to pick what parent he wanted, what sibling he wanted, or where he wanted to live. These are the parents given to him. So it has nothing to do with Sammy what his family is like. Just like any other student in my class, it's not up to them to create their family. That's what life gave to them. So first of all, I mean it's not even about Sammy, but even so much more importantly than that, we as my classroom, as my students, me as well, and what I'd like to communicate to everyone else is that we're going to respect Sammy, his parents. He has a loving, amazing family, and just because it's not like, someone else in the class doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean it's different. It means that that's what his beautiful family is like. And you can choose to agree with it or not on the side, but when we're here, we're going to talk about our families, we're going to embrace our families, and we're going to respect each other and their family. And that's something that I will emulate in the classroom, and I would also ask that you would do that at home as well. Thank you, Miss Johnson. All right, question number 2. Miss Barrett, I come to you with concern about the dynamics of your classroom. Apparently, your classroom has 2 autistic boys in your classroom. These autistic boys are in the same classroom as my son. I want my son to have the best learning environment, and that is impossible when he is with students who could act out at any second and who cannot even understand or comprehend what you are teaching them. Sincerely, I want the best. Well, dear Miss, I want the best. I absolutely understand your concern, and I understand your feelings towards wanting the very best and the best classroom for your son, to which he can learn the best, and be socialized the best. And something that our school is doing that I'm very excited about and kind of backing this up is our push for inclusion and the idea that every student has the right to the least restrictive environment, which means they have the right to be in a classroom that's least restrictive, that's not pulling them out, that they're interacting with their peers and with people and students all during the day. And so we're finding out that maybe the best solution for kids is not to pull them out 5 times a day to go to different language classes and SPED classes and this and this and this and this, but just to let them be in the classroom with everybody else. I want you to know that these 2 boys with autism, they are doing great in this class. They are doing the same work that all the other kids are doing. They may have to spend more time at nighttime to do it, but they are doing all the same work. They're on the same grading scale, so their grades aren't slanted. They're on the same grading scale, and you should see the way that my students are interacting with them. I mean, they've just become another one big group, accepting each other, respecting each other, and just really getting along with each other. So I do hear your concern, and that's what you want. You want the best for your son, but for these students with autism, in this case, the best environment for them is in my general education classroom, to be with my kids all day long, to learn the same stuff they're learning. You know, if they act out or are misbehaving in class, they're going to have consequences, just like any of my other students would have consequences. And these kids may have different punishments or different consequences, but they're still going to be held. I mean, the bar is high for them as well to be in my classroom. So I just encourage you to just look at this with open eyes and just see all the positive that's going to come from this new situation. All right, concern number 3. Miss Barrett, I write to you with an issue with the with the way you handled one of your students. It is to my knowledge that Gabby is Hispanic and that you allow her to speak Spanish at recess and to her fellow classmates, and that you allow her parents to come to parent-teacher conferences speaking Spanish just because you know Spanish as well. This is absurd. America is an English-speaking country. There is no reason that Gabby and her family can't learn English if they are going to be here. Sincerely, I love English. Dear I Love English, it really would surprise you the effort that this family has put into learning English and into being a part of this new culture and being part of this new country of America. You know, anymore, English is not the only language spoken in America. There's, I probably should have a number, but there's so many different languages spoken in America. This girl, she comes to school every day speaking English in her classroom, doing all her work in English. She is learning it so fast. And when she goes outside of recess and speaks Spanish, it's her way to express herself. It's a way to show her culture, her identity, and who she is. And that is something that I really welcome in my class, is the differences and just that sense of identity through your culture and through your race and your roots. Just like other kids in my class have different cool things about their background, different fun facts about their culture, their identity, or where they're from. Those are things that we love to talk about. We like to talk about ourselves. That's just like a natural human thing, is we love to talk about ourselves and what we're like and what our family's like. And so to me, for her to express herself through her native language, that's an awesome thing. And for the kids to try to learn from her and pick up that too, it's really exciting. They're building off of each other and learning from each other. I mean, I see your concern that you know, to you it's not fair, but this family is working so hard to learn English, and if in that means that, you know, that Gabby speaks English during the day but gets to speak Spanish at recess and with her peers and with her friends, that's a wonderful thing, and that's a thing that I choose to embrace and welcome. All right, last question, number 4. I'll make this one a little quicker since I don't want to keep you here forever. Miss Barrett, when I was in school, we learned about reading, writing, and arithmetic. These skills were all I ever needed to know. Why on earth are you wasting your time teaching the kids about different religions in different countries? My daughter has been raised Catholic and she will probably never leave the country. She has never been around a black person or a Muslim person, except for this one time we were in Denver. There really is no reason for you to teach my daughter about these things because it is so irrelevant to her. Sincerely, Midwest Mom. Dear Midwest Mom, you know, reading, writing, arithmetic, they are so important, and they are absolutely part of our curriculum. We teach those every day. But I also teach about cultures, about religion, about countries, about our worlds, about the people in our worlds. I think that this is very important because in our classroom, we have a diverse classroom. We have kids with different race, from a different country. We have students who practice a different religion. And it's really important and exciting as well to learn about these different things. And like I stated earlier, it's something that I choose to embrace and celebrate and teach about. Because in the real world, when these kids graduate, go to college, get jobs, it's everywhere. I mean, America is what they say, it's a melting pot, but it's more like a salad bowl. And so this is going to be everywhere, and I want them to be knowledgeable about it, and that prevents, ignorance or prejudice or racism. But even just to prevent those things, and as well, just learn about it. And get excited about it. Get excited about these students' differences and being able to talk about it. Say, why do you do that? Why don't you go to church on Sunday? When do you go to church? Or, why does my friend look different than me? Like, where is he from? What kind of race is he? And you'd be surprised, some of these questions, they come out kind of sounding funny, but these kids are full of questions. And, sometimes they keep them in and sometimes they just blurt them out. So I'm here to answer these questions and to get the truth out there without judgment, without, racism or these preconceived thoughts, but just to get the info out there, but more importantly, just to get that respect out there. Well, thank you for sending in these questions, and I would love to do another one of these sessions later about, these concerns that you parents have. And like I said, this is my first year teaching, so we'll see what other knowledge I can gain.